You're tired. You're doing everything right, and nothing seems to change. You endure pain, frustration, early mornings, full effort, but the results don't come. And then a quiet question starts to echo. Why am I still doing this? That's the question that breaks most people. Because everyone wants meaning, wants to see connection, wants to believe the pain is leading somewhere. But the truth is, you won't always understand, and you don't have to. Because what you need right now isn't meaning, it's endurance. The answer doesn't come before the resistance. First, you go through it. First, you hold the line. First, you keep going, even when you're not sure it's worth it. And only later, when you look back, things begin to make sense. The pain that felt pointless was actually building you. The emptiness that felt like punishment was shaping you. The silence that felt like abandonment was preparing you. But today, you just need to keep moving. Because meaning is a privilege only granted to those who didn't quit halfway. Most people quit, not because they're weak, but because they want too many guarantees. They want logic where only faith fits. They want quick results to justify the effort. But real growth doesn't work like that. It's messy, lonely, sometimes unfair. You do the right thing, and everything seems to get worse. You give your all, and no one notices. You push past your limits, and life seems to ignore you. And that's where most people stop. Because they believe if it's still hard, it must be wrong. But it's not. It's working. You just haven't reached the moment where it all makes sense. Because that moment only reveals itself to those who endure the invisible. To those who keep going with a quiet heart, without applause, without a manual. Faith isn't waiting for a miracle. Faith is moving forward when everything in you wants to stop. It's acting like someone who's already won, even when there's no victory in sight. Those who need meaning every step of the way will never survive the process. But those who accept the confusion as part of the construction, they're the ones who, one day, understand everything. Your mind wants to quit, not because you're weak, but because you were trained for pleasure, not for harvest. You were taught that everything has to be fast. Results in 30 days, transformation in a week, and anything that takes longer than that feels like failure, feels like a waste of time, but it's not. The truth is, real growth works on a different timeline. It's slow, it's heavy, it's silent. You plant today, but you harvest later, much later. And that waiting, that space between effort and result, is where most people break. Because they mistake lack of return for lack of progress. But progress isn't loud. It happens while you persist, while you keep showing up, while you fight the urge to quit and choose to continue. Those who don't understand the time of harvest always quit right before things bloom. They destroy what was just about to flourish. You don't need more speed, you need consistency, because what you're doing today, even if it feels pointless, is building a future that only reveals itself to those who don't give up halfway through. You think your turning point will be epic, full of emotion, with background music, tears, and revelations, but it won't. Glory doesn't announce its arrival. It slips in quietly, disguised, wearing the clothes of just another ordinary day. It happens when you're tired, sweaty, hopeless, but still go one more time. That's where the shift begins, in the invisible. No signs, no warning, just the feeling that, for the 1000th time, you're repeating the same effort with no return. But it's that 1000th time that unlocks everything the first 999 were building. What you call routine is actually a portal. A portal to a new level that only opens to those who stay consistent through boredom, through silence, through lack of recognition. Life tests your seriousness. And it does so on the days when nothing seems to work. Those who push through, level up. Those who quit, go back to the start. You want change? Then stop chasing grand moments and start treating each silent repetition as if it's the one that will change everything, because one day it will. He held on for 7 years. 7 years being ignored, criticized, called a dreamer, a fool, delusional. 7 years waking up early, studying, building, trying, with no applause, no validation, no results. He watched friends move ahead. He watched doors close. He faced doubt 1,000 times, but he didn't quit. Not because he was stronger, but because something inside him kept saying, it's going to turn, eventually, and it did. In the 8th year, everything changed in a month. One chance, one video, one meeting, and what no one saw started to bloom. The respect came. The same people who doubted him began to copy. What once was invisible became a reference. He didn't transform overnight. He just stayed where most people don't have the courage to remain. Because the world tests your patience before it rewards you. It wants to know if you can handle being invisible long enough to become undeniable. And only those who truly understand that there is no harvest without long periods of silence can endure. The secret? Don't stop when no one believes, because one day everyone will understand, but only those who stayed will reap. Close your eyes for a moment and picture who you'll be 5 years from now if you keep holding the line. Imagine the strength you'll carry, the confidence, the clarity. Imagine the results, the places you'll reach, the respect that hasn't arrived yet, but will. Now, imagine that man, your future self, writing a letter to you today. What would he say? What words would he use to pull you back when you're about to quit? Write that letter, for real, as if it were a conversation between the man who already won and the one who's still fighting in the trenches. That letter is more than just an exercise. It's an anchor, a reminder that yes, there is meaning in all of this. It just hasn't been revealed yet, but it will. It will reveal itself to the one who keeps going without guarantees, without certainty, with fear in his chest but fire in his steps. Because what feels small today, exhausting, or even pointless, is exactly what's building the foundation of the man you're becoming. And that future version of you, he's going to look back with pride, but only if you have the courage to keep going when everything inside you wants to stop.